Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I do want to speak on this briefly. You know, my community and many others have been hit hard by COVID-19. From March to June, 52% of the runs of the Southfield Fire Department and paramedics were COVID-related. That's a substantial amount. So by July 14th, confirmed cases in Oakland County for young people, and that's what we're talking about here, students, under the age of 19 was 292, or 3% of the overall confirmed cases. Exactly 1 month later, just yesterday, August 14th, 2020, confirmed cases in Oakland County for young people age 19 and under more than tripled in that month time, up to 1,021, or 7.5% of the overall confirmed cases. We are here today to take up legislation because COVID is disruptive. We're here on a Saturday because COVID is disruptive. In this bill, we'll be both adjusting the student count formula and what qualifies for instructional learning in order for schools to meet the requirements for state funding. But COVID itself is not an excused absence for either of those metrics. So if we experience another outbreak, which the data that I just read shows is plausible and moving in that direction, do we withhold funding because COVID is preventing students from participating in count or continuing their instructional learning? In communities that have suffered a significant number of cases and casualties due to COVID, like the ones I represent, to require school districts to maintain 75% attendance and place a stipulation on funding, which requires two-way communication for 4 consecutive weeks attendance, is not realistic. I'm offering this amendment to exclude pupils who are not in attendance due to COVID-related illnesses for them or for their guardians. I'm hopeful that this amendment is adopted, but I know that this is not the last discussion that we're going to have here on this chamber to address some of the deficiencies in this legislation, and I'm encouraged by the conversations I've even had today with friends on the other side of the aisle related to this issue. But until this amendment is adopted, I'm not going to be able to support the legislation as it comes before us later today. So thank you, Mr. Chair.